I'm also going to put this on live in case any people are on live. Welcome Monday morning, September 17th. I'm here with Allison and Julie, and I think Aileen just jumped on. And there's a lot of discussion around that post-enrollment support practice, which is a huge practice. And I received questions over the weekend from Karen about fear. So I want to just jam on fear a little bit, and because it plays a role in everything that we do before we can even get strategic. And sometimes I've noticed in myself that I can sort of hide in strategy as a way to avoid doing the things that are really scary to do. And guys, fear plays the biggest role in everything that we do, really. I just came out of 3 days of intense acro yoga. And for a beginner, it's really scary. We're being like hurled in the air, or some big person can fall on you, and being thrown around and whipped around. And it was so clear to see in myself and in other people that the mindset of I trust my partner and I trust the sequence, it would go really well. But the people that just had an idea, or even in myself, when I just had an idea like, I can't do this, I'm gonna fall, I would fall every time. So one aspect is certainly to normalize and neutralize that fear, is to know that it is so normal. So the question I got over the weekend was, I have fear about my ability to enroll people. And if some of you are watching on live or in the Zoom, you can even write down what some of your fears are, just to talk to them and get them up and out. But I think that's the major one. And one that I hear a lot of is, well, I just don't know where I'm gonna meet people. Like, I just don't know who I could enroll, especially if to rank advance, it's really like, you really want to enroll like between like 3 to 4 people a month, sort of, minimum. That's like just like a good foundation. And maybe you are enrolling, or you're really new and you haven't enrolled anyone really yet. So that's where the fear is. Or maybe you've enrolled a few people and now you're like, okay, my warm market is tapped out, and I don't even know how I could meet another person. So information for me really neutralizes fear. Literally, when I did my master's in thriving under stress, that thesis project, it stuck with me forever. And it was the people who thrived just did a little bit of research. They just learned about the situation they were in, and then they took one step of action, and then they learned about the next little bit they're in. So if you're noticing fear and doubt, like literally, this is why I keep talking about GoPro and our calls, is because everyone talks about it. And I think fear is like an ego mind emotion, and the ego is very self-centered. So we think like, I'm the only one with this fear and I'm the deficient one. And that's like really self-centered to think like that, because you're not special. Everyone in network marketing has this fear, and everyone has developed tools and methods and strategies and practices to deal with that fear. So the first thing is to know it's totally normal. And every single person that gets into this game has thought that one time or 100 times or 1,000,000 times. So know that you're not the only one. And then there was a little ding. I thought it was someone saying, yay. And then start to be, okay, how can I first deal with the symptom? Because while you're in a state of fear, the nervous system is stressed. Most of us are yogis, we know this. Our creativity is like down to blinders. If you take your hands like this is how we think when we're in fear. It's like we can only see like one potential outcome, and when we start to relax, we see like many, many creative outcomes. So the first thing you have to do is settle. You need something, guys, every single day. If you are going to thrive in this business, you need something that is going to deal with that fear. So whatever it is for you, if it is tapping, I know Gab loves tapping. Tapping is emotional freedom technique. You can YouTube tapping with Brad. He does amazing ones. And you're literally saying affirmations like, I am, clients are coming towards me, you just start to say what you want to manifest and tap on different pressure points, and it starts to release that. I really, really like that. It really shifts my energy. Journaling about it helps me. Meditation, of course, you know, yoga, dance, like whatever that thing is for you, you need to do that. And I'll notice that my business thrives when I am taking care of my mindset. Deb Erickson, I mean, I know you guys, maybe you don't know this, but Elena has bought all of us, she bought herself a membership, which means everyone on her team has access to this 4-part training series by Deb Erickson. And it's literally like 4 videos to deal with fear in network marketing. It's exactly that. So if you're telling yourself like, well, I don't have anyone, you know, or I have fear around this, but you're not doing that, you need to take some action. And it's like, it's free. There's no reason not to do that. So I can share the link again. And she has these, they're called binaural bombardments. And I know Julie's done them. I don't know if Allison and Aileen, you've had the chance to do it yet, but I think one of them's free on SoundCloud, and you lie down, it's in your earphones, and it's speaking to the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And it's like, I am deserving and worthy. Clients are flowing towards me. I can do this. And it's like, it's really trippy, and it's 30 minutes. Just put it on and lie down. You know, it's very easy and it works. It really starts to reprogram your brain to be like, no, I can do this. Okay. So you've got the point I'm making. Deal with the symptom first. Get your nervous system into a good, healthy state. And this is ongoing. You're always going to have to take care of yourself, your inner temple, your inner home first. This is for me too. Then the second thing is to look at the techniques, because every single network marketer in the world, every single doTERRA person in the world, all, you know, probably like 1 million of them are building the business. If there's about almost 7 million wholesale accounts now, they're using different strategies and different tools. Okay. So the first tool, like the very first thing that we learn, is our names list. So it's going through, what I just did is I opened up my Facebook friends list. I know you're not like best friends with all of your friends on Facebook, but do this practice. I do it like 4 times a year, and I just start to write out everybody's name till I have 100 names. And do I write to those people? Often I'll write to like 20 of them. But 2 things here. 1, the point of the exercise is just to start to open up your brain to be like, holy shit, I actually know so many more people than I thought I did. You know, there's so many people that I haven't thought of. And 2, it's not like I'm writing. So probably early on, I was like making the mistake of being like, hey, do you want to learn about essential oils? Which is like so annoying. And none of us want to do that because it feels really icky, and it probably makes you feel like a dork, and you know, it's not nice. But what I did start to do is just write to them and be like, hey, how's it going? Because most of us, there are people in our lives that we like and that we enjoy talking to, and we don't necessarily see them every week or every month even, or every year, depending on who the person is, because, you know, life just gets in the way and we just get into our set habits. So the practice that I forget what her name is, but this like a double, triple diamond, she lives in Czech Republic. She's American. I can't remember her name now, but she says that it's network marketing because you're just starting to expand your network. So what I do now is I understand that I am always in the intention of expanding my network, okay? I'm always reaching out to people. Truth be told, part of the reason why I did this acro camp is because I need to meet new people, and I'm gonna spend 3 days with like 70 people that I did not know last week, and I'm gonna get to know them, and they're all like, they could be potential oil clients. So what was I in their face giving them oils? Sometimes if they had a headache, but for the most part, I was just becoming friends with them. And you know, you could see that as like, oh no, that's so manipulative, you know, or if you're, to continue my thought before, if you're writing to someone, just like, hey, how's it going? Like, do you want to meet up? Do you want to have coffee? Don't even talk about the oils, but let it come out naturally, and just see doTERRA as this energy that is driving you to connect with people and step out of your comfort zone and expand your network, which will be lovely for all parts of your life, whether it's like in love or in work or in fun activities. Like, it is a good thing to connect, to expand your network all the time. And it's fun. And you know what? Some of the people that I've reached out with, it's like, oh yeah, do you want to come boxing, or do you want to like go for dinner or this? It didn't turn into like a sale right away, but if it came up in conversation, now they know that it's happening and they know it's part of my life. And these people might enroll like years down the line. You know, we're in this, like, really, guys, you got to give yourself 5 years minimum to do this, because the people take a while to sort of see, and they'll watch you from distance. Is she having success with this? Is she authentic? Is she a flake? Is she just like doing this for a year and then she's giving up? You know, so you really got to see it as like a long term. And it's been the best, because I mean, Christine Russell said it so well. She said, I mean, she sold her yoga studio now, but when she was running it, she felt sort of like frustrated in her life, because if she was trying to like leave the studio, or if she bumped into people who were part of her studio, she's like, I felt like everyone wanted a piece of me. Like, everyone wants to ask me something or this. But she's like, but now, because there's always in the back of my mind, like, oh, maybe they'll like doTERRA. It wasn't like an annoying thing. It's like, oh, maybe this is going to be like a mutual exchange, you know? So does that make sense? I can only see Julie. Everyone else is like hidden cameras. I'd love to see a beautiful face. Guys, look at me. I have like no makeup on. Like, I have like a shiny skin. I'm like sort of sunburned to my, you know, so just, if you want to bring your faces on, it helps me kind of see where you're at. But does that make sense for you guys, for just be in that energy of expanding your network? And half the time, guys, you will be amazed. I talk about this with Gab, how people love you and want you to win. Like, my friend Chantal, she already has an account with Young Living, and she'll be like, I just want to help you, Jen. Like, I just want to buy stuff from you. Like, good for you. Like, you're going for it. People are kind, you know? We think people are so like going to judge us or this. Like, for the most part, people want us to win. They want us to do well, you know? If there's someone doing stuff, as long as you're not like, again, you're doing like a hard close and being like, hey, can you host a class? Like, don't do that. You know, just slowly let them know how it's going, share authentically. And, oh, I'm going to mute someone. Okay, Aileen. And it will develop in these little steps. Okay. So that's the first fear. And let me know if more come to mind. Hey, Susan. So the second fear, or doubt. So Susan, we're talking about fears that people have. And the first one was, I don't know enough people. So rewatch from the beginning if you didn't see the answer. The second one is working for builders that are not as motivated as me. So guys, I have lived this. I'm even asking myself now, like, am I the best person to talk to about this? Because I started off as such like an over-nurturing, like overbearing mother. Like, if I was a mother, I was probably that like annoying, like protect my kid from all the germs kind of mother. Like, and I was so enabling for my builders. And Lori, I know that you did this too. And I got exhausted and I got resentful, and I was building with like a very rigid mind. You know, I love Julie talks about rigidity all the time and how she tries to break herself out of rigidity, which has really helped me. So as you know, that doTERRA has a structure. So I was like, okay, I enrolled these 3 people who should be builders. So because I want them to get ahead so that I can get to silver, I'm going to like really sort of enforce my will and on them. And also, it was really out of love, because I love these women and I see that this would help them so much. I'm going to really try to show them that like this will really work if they go for it and if they work hard, and not at all doing like the mindful practice of observing and being like, what is the universe showing me? what are these people showing me? If I schedule a call, do they come to the call? If we like say we're going to chat next week, do they cancel? Do they chat? Do they want to talk to me? Are they active in the Facebook group? So literally, guys, it took me 2 years to surrender whatever it was, my ego, my like rigid plan. And now I only walk towards the people that are walking towards me. And trust me, it's like, it can be really scary because if you're going for rank, you're like, well, I need volume here, I need volume there. And now what I'm doing is, you know, I have the people on this call and on this live are really the people that are taking the most action. So I'll tell you something, what's amazing about taking action, all of my enrollments are going under you guys. Like that is so clear. Whereas before what I would do, I can't even believe that I used to do this, but I had to do it to know that it was so wrong. I would put all of my enrollments under the people who were taking the least action, hoping that it would inspire them to take the most action, which is like so backwards. And then meanwhile, the people that are working the hardest are getting the least amount of help from me. And that, I started like that, and then it slowly started to shift. So now my enrollments go to the people who are taking action, because I realized that it's going to be so exciting if I can help someone like Zoom to Premier, Zoom to Silver. Then like something starts to shift when you hit Silver, really. And then there's like this momentum that happens. And then I can trust that when my people that are taking action are rolling, another amazing builder will show up, and then I can put them in the spots where I need to fill up with volume. Yeah, Lori says that she did that as well. So watch yourself. I think we all do that. And guys, maybe in 2 years I'll have a different strategy. Like I always say, like, I know nothing. I'm just like figuring shit out week by week, month by month, and that's really what we have to do. But I do watch a lot, and I read a lot, and I do take action like every day. So these are the things that work for me. But it like keeps the people who are working hard like feeling good that you're helping them, and also it's just more fun. Like, Julie, isn't it so much more fun working with Allison, with like, you know, the people on your team that are taking action, rather than fighting and pulling and having all this dissonance, you know? It's so hard. I'm like not going to name any names, but I like have people that are just placed so well in my business, and I'm like, if you guys just like, and I'm so tempted to like drive to their place of work and be like, come on, like we can do this. But I've just learned it's just like, it's not what they want. It's not good for my energy. So stick with the people that are working. If you are a new builder and you don't have that builder yet, this is what's really hard to swallow. And this is like real talk that Elena has given me. Like Elena is so tough with me, guys. Like her New York street side comes out. Not like Earth Mama, take care of you, Elena. Like she has this real like awesome business side. And she's like, Jen, Henrietta built to Presidential Diamond with one builder. Everyone else is customers. She just did it. So if you're ever going into the mindset of like, man, my builders suck, and like, why aren't they there? Like, just remember, Henrietta did it with 0 builders. So really, you got to just run your business like there are no builders coming for you. It's like nobody's coming. You're doing it on your own. And then I promise, out of the action that happens, there will be builders. So if you're like Lori, Susan, Allison, I don't think you have any personally enrolled builders yet. Like, just keep doing your pipes, promote your classes, bring the oils everywhere you go, teach, enroll customers. And out of that, builders will show up. It might take years, but they will show up, and they will reflect your own energy, and they will match your awesomeness. And guys, keep in mind, like, to get to Presidential Diamond, you only need 6 people to get to Platinum, okay? So this is like, let's say it takes 10 years to get to Presidential Diamond, which is like a very average pace. It's not like overly fast. It's not overly slow. It's like very reasonable. It's not working. Like, you got to work to get there in 10 years, but it's not crazy. 6 people over 10 years. It's like, it's not all about the builders, you know, like trust that as long as you're taking action, those people will show up and you have time. You really have time. Susan says, I want real builders, so in no rush for that side to grow. Yeah, Susan, you can keep enrolling customers, you know, and the more you believe in the business and you fall in love with the business, the more that builders will show up. While you are in love with the oils and all about the oils, customers will show up. Right? Makes sense. It matches your energy. This is why, you know, things like post convention tour, which is actually happening on a day that I scheduled a class, which is like my bad organizational skills. It's Tuesday, October 2nd. So I think Julie will talk about canceling that class because it's really important to go to those events where you see the heart of the company. Like, oh my gosh, I leave for convention tomorrow. I can't even tell you the excitement I have. And I never thought I'd be excited about a convention. Like even a year ago, I was like, oh, this is so lame to go to this, like, and have my little lanyard and like go to a convention. But you start to like, it's really about seeing all my friends. Like that's when I get to see Maddie and Nicole and Elena and like, and also people I aspire to. Like I met Tara Bliss last year. I was like shaking. I was like, oh my God, Tara Bliss, I love you. So these events, they're just gonna like surprise you by how much they make you fall in love with your energy, in the energy of the business, and they expand your own energy to then attract people that will also love the business. And Eric Worre says that every big event that you attend, like big event, it attracts 1,000 new people into your business. And guys, I had 500 people in my organization this time last year because I remember I was like blown away. And now exactly 1 year later, 1 year after attending convention, I just hit 1,503 people or something in my business. So I don't know if it's because of convention or what, but it's pretty cool, and that works. So Julie hopped off. I talked a lot. Are there questions or things you want to jam on? I still have some more time. I'm going to unmute Aileen. Aileen, Allison, Susan, any questions about what I've been talking about?
This is Aline. I just wanted to chime in. I really appreciated everything that you shared in terms of, you know, really kind of going for the builders and kind of allowing it time to grow. I know I had a good month last month, and then this month I am in that transition period of trying to create more space for doTERRA. So it's one of those where I consciously have had to step back a little bit to build or kind of wrap another area up so that I could come back, you know, like with a little bit more space and freedom. But I guess that just kind of part of the natural process there in terms of shifting that time, because if you're growing it the right way, it does need time to grow. And having had a full schedule going into it, yeah, for me, it's just kind of, I don't even know if there's a question in this. For me, I just want to kind of like, just FYI, I have consciously taken a brief step back at the beginning of this month because I had to do a few things that are going to help pay the bills, especially while I'm away at conference or a convention there.
Facebook you couldn't hear. Aileen. So Aileen.
There we go.
Aileen. Because Gab said think like A-team. Aileen. But that's
no,
like
it's it's not right.
We had like a 10-minute discussion about your name, like how to say it.
It's like you're telling a man Al to lean. Aline.
Al, my friend Al meets Celine. That's it?
Yes. Aline, there you go.
Arden. Aline enrolled 12 people last month in August. Was it 12?
I think so, yeah.
And she just started, so she's sort of like you, Lori. I know you said you have to go, but you had it enrolled before and then took a break and then re-enrolled with our team. And the question was, if you didn't hear it, that was a big month, lots of success. I think we hit executive. And then this month there's needed to create space. And of course there hasn't been enrollments this month. And like, is that okay? And I could just sort of sense in the question, like, is that okay? Is everything going to fall apart or is it like, is that a normal progression? Is that what happens? And guys, this is the reality. Like the beginning of building your network marketing business, it isn't paying you, right? Like it doesn't really pay you for the first year. It greatly underpays you for all your work, and then it greatly overpays you for all your work. And certainly, I know leaders that will treat their month like that. Like 1 month is a big enrollment month, and then the following month is support and maybe preparation and getting things in order. And if that's what you need to make your life work, I really struggled in my first year, like just the time management. I was like forgetting things. Like it was really, really hard for me. Now I've created a lot of space and I get paid, so I can afford to do that. So, but I absolutely understand that at the beginning, that is not the reality. What I would say is, for me, it's like easier energy. It's not as time consuming or energy using to do support. So I would use this month, take like 2 hours or 1 hour even, and just like write follow-ups, connect with all of those people who you enrolled, and see if start to see about LRP, and then what we've been talking about, this post-enrollment support stuff. See if you can send them, like guys, I love sending people Smart Mom's Guide to Essential Oils. If you have an Amazon Prime account, it comes to 19 Canadian dollars. It's probably like $1 American dollar. No, it's probably like 13 or 14 American dollars. Yes, it's an expense, especially if you send out 10, like, oof, that's like 150 bucks or so. But think that book does all of your work. Like that book is gonna answer questions, take care of them, inspire them. Like we're always trying to think of tools and systems. So I just love sending that book right when people enroll. But if that could maybe be an activity, and look, if you can't afford to send all 10, look at the people who are the most excited, the most engaged, the people that are getting back to you, send them. And again, it doesn't have to be that book, but I just find it such a good deal for like the quality of information and the cost, because even if you send a package with shipping, it will come to like an equivalent price. So I'm like, let's just Amazon cover the shipping. And yeah, I would just say, don't let more than like a few weeks to like maybe a month go by, because momentum is so important in this business. And once you have rolling momentum, it really keeps our psyche feeling really good as well. And then when it starts to drop, it can start to feel like, ooh. So Aline, you're going to convention, so don't worry, because your freaking momentum is going to be through the roof. So even if you like chilled for the first 2 weeks of September, just the fact that you're attending convention is like, that's your work for the month. Like, good job, especially in the beginning. You'll see that every year that passes, you learn more things, and it becomes much easier to take action. Like, I used to watch Essentially Obsessed, Keely Martinez and Ange Peters, and like, how are they doing? Like, how are they sending out packages? Well, now I send out packages, and how are they like so on top of BOGO? I don't even know what BOGO is. Like, now I'm on top of BOGO. So just know that it's like a process and it's a practice, and you just don't give up, guys. It's really just that. It's like climbing a mountain, rest, but don't quit. So if you need to rest for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if you need to rest for a month, look, sometimes it's going to happen. You need to rest for even 3 months. Like, we're human, life happens, I have so much compassion and understanding for that, but just don't give up altogether. come back to it because it just works. Like the moment you put attention on it, it grows. It's just like that. You know, it's like, it's probably like working out, you know, the moment you get back to the gym, you're like, oof, I feel good right away. It has that power. So does that help?
It does. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, Elena says that she structures every month going a bit more mellow in the first 2 weeks and then like really pressing on the gas for the last 2 weeks. And that's how she kind of like manages her energy. I don't think I don't do that as much. I definitely turn on the gas for the last week of the month because it's like get it in those enrollments that you need if you're getting close to rank, and it's setting up your next month. So I would suggest that, because your last 2 weeks, like now as we're getting into the second part of September, you really want to start thinking like, what are my October classes? And have I taken care of all my August enrollments so that now I can focus on my next month's enrollments? Like, are they in systems? Are they in the Facebook groups? Like, just make sure they're all good, you know, because then your energy can open up for new people.
Jen, it's Allison.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I just have a comment on that. I just finished a really good book called Woman Code. And it's about like balancing your hormones and working with your hormones for like to optimize your life essentially.
Amazing.
And what she said in there is like there's like we have 4 phases in our cycle in the month.
Yes.
And for each week, like our energy is up or down depending on what's happening in our cycle and our hormones. So like it's actually really cool because it might think if you kind of need structure, like I need structure right now, so I'm looking to use the Women Code sort of system to organize my work. So one of the weeks is like all about community, and like your body and your brain and your hormones are primed to have the energy to reach out and want to connect with people. So that'd be a good week for one-on-ones. Then there's a time in your cycle where it's like you want to clean house and it's a really good time to do your admin. Then there's a time in your cycle where you're like fully creative. So that'd be a good time to like build tools and give classes. Anyway, so if you're interested, like check out Women Code. It seems like a really interesting way to kind of structure your creative work and life.
Thank you. That is so useful. We should almost start like a book club, like monthly, I feel, you know, like I feel that would just bring momentum to like actually reading these together. And Allison,
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool? Because I'd love to read that. Do you track your cycle with an app?
Yes, I use Natural Cycles. It's paid, but like you can use Fitbit. There's some free ones. So and like I just started changing my workouts depending on that, and I feel a lot better. So anyhow, I'm gonna play around with that the next couple of months, like in terms of work as well, and see how that goes.
Oh, I love that. Jen Wendy got me into this because Kate Northrup, she's a network marketing professional too, Usana, but she also is an author and a coach, and she really talks about working with your cycle. And she got me onto the app called MyFlow, which is a $3 app, and it absolutely has changed. It's just completely changed my menstrual cycle, because now that I know why I'm feeling a certain way, I'm not fighting it and I'm not being down on myself. So if I feel like they say like the first week of your period, like there's this line that it's like, napping is a sport this week. So I'm like, I just let myself nap and I'm not in a bad mood because I like tried to do CrossFit, you know, when I should have been napping. And yeah, that's super, we can really, really win to set up our doTERRA business cycle.
Yeah, like it might be like if you're like, oh, frig, I'm not in any mood to talk to someone. Instead of like being down on yourself, maybe that's just not the right few days of the month to do that, you know? And then just embrace that and not beat yourself up, lose momentum, like you said.
Yeah, and it can be like, I'm going to organize my oil shelf, or I'm going to like, you know, just clean out some drawer, which will help your business like in the long term, you know, or I'm going to do this other thing. Yeah, so smart. It's really like, for me, this journey has just been like setting I don't know, like setting up my life to be more efficient and optimized, but like really allowing it to be like a slow, steady process, but not hiding behind that as like, you know, because the tricky fear mind can be like, oh, I'm just going to not do anything because I'm slowly setting up my process. Like also grinding when you need to grind, but understanding it's a long-term game. So not really like not letting negativity or overwhelm take over. There's really no need. Guys, like we're so lucky. I'm staying with my friend who's a singer, okay? And she's 36. And she's really feeling, like in her career, she's just feeling the age, you know, the fear of the age. Like, oh my God, every year I'm a year older. It's less of a chance that I'm gonna get signed. It's like, oh, it's, you know, it's a struggle. And like, when I think of she's like, do you have that? And I would like really scan my body. And I was like, no, because every year older, I'm going to be a year richer, you know, and a year smarter. And I was like, oh man, we're so lucky to be in this industry because it literally just grows like that. And I'm like, man, by the time I'm 40, like I'll definitely be a diamond, you know, because I just know I just got to keep doing stuff weekly and monthly. So it's so, what other careers are like that just grow like steadily like that? It's like, it's really such a blessing. Anything else, guys? I know the Facebook ladies had to hop off. I have one person watching. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, well, maybe we'll wrap it there. Okay, well, write me any other questions. I will see you tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday, Aline. And I'll see the rest of you ladies when I'm home. And I'm gonna be like, Maddie and I are gonna live and share like as much content as we can. That is our goal all this week. So I'll be very active in this group. And I'm just so excited to see the new releases and the launches. And so stay very close this week. And just like, you know, all the leaders are going to be sharing epic stuff, probably even better and more concisely than me because they have that much more experience. So follow like Keely and Ange and Elena, and like, it's going to be an exciting week. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Unmute yourself and say bye.
Bye. See you later. Thank you.
Bye. Have fun.